Stop. Before you waste your money on one of these EMS belts, you need to see this. These devices claim that they can build muscle, but do they actually work? I put them to the test and what I found will probably surprise you. Stick with me for the next few minutes because I'm going to show you why these cheap devices don't do what they claim and what actually works if you want real results. Electrical muscle stimulation, or EMS, works by sending electrical impulses to your muscles, making them contract. It's a powerful tool when done right, but here's the key. Not all EMS devices are created equal. And this is where most people get scammed. The EMS systems that we use can go up to 100 Hertz. Strong enough to activate fast twitch muscle fibers, the ones responsible for real strength and power. That's why it actually works for muscle growth. These Amazon belts, they barely hit 50 Hertz, if that. That means they can't activate the muscle fibers you need for strength. They're basically just a weak vibration, more like a glorified massage than a real workout. And it makes sense because these belts literally can't build muscle. The science just doesn't support it. So now you know. The biggest problem with these cheap EMS belts is their weak electrical stimulation. They literally can't activate the muscles you need for strength. But that's not the only issue. Even if they somehow could deliver strong stimulation, they still wouldn't be effective. And here's why. When it comes to real EMS training, it's not just about power. It's about coverage, control, and quality. And these cheap devices fail in every one of those areas. Most of these belts that you see only stimulate a tiny part of your core, if that. And even if they worked, are you really trying to only train your abs? Meanwhile, a real EMS suit activates your entire body. Glutes, legs, backs, arms, just like a full body workout. Which one sounds more effective? Let's talk about intensity. With these belts, you're stuck with a few preset low power settings. And even at the highest setting, it's nowhere near enough to force real muscle contractions. It's like trying to lift a weight that's just not heavy enough. With a real EMS suit, you control everything: power, intensity, duration, and even the different muscle groups that you're working. This is what real strength training looks like. And let's be real, these things are made as cheaply as possible. People have reported burns, malfunctions, and straps that break after a few uses. There is a reason that these things cost $50. Meanwhile, professional EMS systems are built to be safe, effective, and actually do what they claim. Bottom line, these cheap belts are not designed for real fitness. They don't have the power, they don't have the coverage, and they definitely don't have the quality. All right, so we've made it pretty clear. Those cheap EMS belts aren't going to build muscle. But if you're actually serious about EMS training, what should you do instead? First, there's the system that I use, XBody. It's one of the most advanced EMS systems out there, used by trainers and gyms worldwide. This is the gold standard for EMS training. It's powerful, highly customizable, and designed for strength, endurance, and recovery. But here's the catch. You can't just buy this for home use. XBody is sold only to professional trainers in gyms. It's expensive, requires a coach, and it isn't something you just throw on in your living room. That's why if you're looking for EMS at home, you need something built for consumers, and there are actually a few options out there. This is Katalyst, an EMS system designed for home use. And it's wireless, which makes it easy to use. With Katalyst, you just put on the suit, sync it with the app, and start training. It's a very similar setup to a Peloton system where you buy the device and pay for a subscription that brings you the workouts. It has a high enough max frequency to activate fast twitch muscle fibers, so unlike those cheap belts, this can actually help with strength and muscle building. There are some downsides to the system. The biggest thing that I noticed right away is no shoulder stimulation, which for me isn't gonna cut it for a professional full body workout. And it's still not cheap. It's around $2,500, as well as paying for a continuing subscription, and that might be a big investment for you. But if you want real EMS at home, this is probably the best option available. Next up, we have JustfitMe, another wireless EMS suit that's a little more budget friendly. Again, it has a high enough max frequency for strength and muscle development, plus it's all controlled through an app, so it's easy to use. Again, I'm not super impressed with the quality of the system, but if you want to try EMS without spending thousands, this is a decent place to start. Then we have Visionbody, one of the more powerful EMS suits that you can buy for home use. Again, it's wireless like Katalyst and JustfitMe, but here's the thing. Visionbody is even more expensive than Katalyst, and it's harder to get your hands on. If you're looking for EMS at home and don't mind the price tag, this is a solid option, but for most people, Katalyst is probably the better buy. So, should you buy one of those cheap EMS builds? No. They don't work for muscle growth, they don't stimulate fast twitch fibers, and they definitely won't replace a real workout. They're a gimmick. plain and simple. If you actually want EMS training that works, you've got options, but it's gotta be full body, high frequency, and built for real strength training. What do you think? Have you ever tried an EMS belt? Did it actually do anything? Drop a comment below. I want to hear your experience. And if this video saved you from wasting money, hit that like button and subscribe because I break down the science of strength, movement, and performance every week.